5 reasons why you should invest in Nifty 50 companies, because you will be losing money if you're doing it where else apart from these 50 companies you might lose money. Before we jump in, hi, hello, this is Ganesan, your millionaire coach and author of the book Money Leaks, and this is called top 5% of the people's videos. Whereas if you make your money to work for you, you will become in the top 5% where money works for you automatically, right? So this is the reason I'm doing a series where are the avenues which will help you in increasing your net worth, exactly speaking, your wealth creation. So today I'm just going to talk about the stock market, where the 5 reasons why you need to invest in Nifty 50 companies. Nifty 50 are nothing but the top 50 companies as per market capitalization in India, and you know the index. If you have been following stock market, you know that Nifty 50 are top 50 companies, and they belongs to NSE, National Stock Exchange. And if you go into trading or investing, people will say that you should choose small cap so that you get huge returns in a short span of time. But when it comes to Nifty 50, it has its own advantage, and if you're a beginner, this is where you should begin. This is where you should start. Even if you're a seasoned investor, unless you have time, you are a full-time trader, you should start investing or trading only with Nifty 50 companies, because the probability of these companies are, I'm just going to say the reasons right now. So there are huge advantage why you should start with Nifty 50. And the best reason is liquidity factor, because your n number of shares which will go hand in hand. Lakhs and lakhs of shares will get transferred on a daily basis. People will buy, people will sell, and they will, even for trading, even for investing, people will buy and trade on a frequent basis. Retail participation, even institutional participation. Take the example of HDFC Bank. It's a huge bank, and people will buy. FIIs are showing interest, retail participations are showing interest, and the probability of the HDFC Bank to go bankrupt or the bank to go off completely out of business is almost zero, right? And the same goes with ICICI, same goes with SBI. If you take all the top 50 companies, you will see that these are the companies I'm looking at on a daily basis. Hindustan Unilever, all the big companies, the top 50, if you consider, all are really good liquid based companies. I mean, the share price, on the basis of share price, I'm saying, I'm not considering the cash flow or how the business is being done. I'm not getting into the companies. I'm just saying about the number of shares available for retail participation, because we are all retail people. We purchase and sell on a daily basis, or on a weekly or monthly or yearly basis. So for us, retail number of shares should be huge. That is the reason liquidity factor plays. Here the liquidity is totally different. That is the reason I'm stressing again. Liquidity in this case is number of shares available for trading or investing for each company. If you look at a small cap or any company, the number of shares will be very less. And recent example which I have been quoting very often is that Ruchi Soya, where only 1% of the share has been available for trading, and that is the reason the stock price has gone up like anything. But when it comes to all the big companies, that may not be the case. And now even RBI has not RBI, SEBI has given so many rules that almost 25% of the shares should be traded or available for trading or investing. If there are 1 lakh shares, 25,000 shares should be available for trading. And generally, if you see, there will be crores and crores of shares, and people will be trading and selling and buying and doing everything on a daily basis. And just go and check the volume of all the big companies. You will be amazed. This is how so many people are making money. This is a business for so many people, the brokers and the people who are trading and making money, and it's a huge business. If you come into it and see, and the probability of your money going away is 100% there if you invest only in unknown companies just based on SMS or email. But just invest in all the top 50 companies. You know how huge this broking business, how huge this investing as a business and as an investment avenue itself, right? So liquidity factor, hope you're all clear. And the next best point is coverage. This is coverage in the sense that if you look at all the national news channels, CNBC or any news channels, English or Hindi or whatever, Economic Times and whatever, all the companies will give attention to only to the top 50 companies, because the coverage will be there. For example, if you just go and check the reports of ICICI Bank, HDFC Securities, all the leading Motilal Oswal, SMC, and ICICI Securities. If you consider top 10 broking companies in India, everybody would have given a coverage for all these companies, because again, for them it's easy to provide coverage, easy to provide targets for all the big companies than considering a 300th company or 400th company in the listing, and you don't know how the depth is. It's difficult to analyze the management, it's difficult to go and visit the place. But when it comes to ICICI Bank, everything is an open, and you can go and do the analysis, and you can even verify. That's what all the leading brokers are doing. You can just get the reports and verify whether your verification and their verification are in sync, or if you go ahead with the, if the brokerage coverage is good, you can just read through and then take an informed decision. So the another big advantage when it comes to investing in Nifty 50 is coverage point, because even if you miss verifying these companies for 2-3 quarters together because of your hectic schedule of business or employment, don't worry, these guys are doing it, and you can just go through in 5-10 minutes in a month. It's easy for you to do that. So that is the biggest thing you can do. That is the reason I'm just saying, go and invest in stock market, don't go and invest in any other place. And these are big companies by market capitalization. For the first two reasons, this is another big reason. The size of Reliance. Already it was a very big company, and with investment of Facebook and Amazon and all the big things, they are becoming huge, so huge that it's difficult for the company to fail, right? Almost like 1.5 lakh crores of company investment came into these companies, and this guy started purchasing like anything. We will go to supermarket, we'll purchase like anything for 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 rupees. What Ambani is doing is he's going and purchasing all the big shot companies. All the Netmeds is the latest addition, 700 crores of money, and he has purchased he's creating JioMart, and he's just going to purchase Future Retail. That is another big thing, and he's dealing with people like in crores and crores, and he is now the 4th richest person in India. That is one of the good stories, right? So that is what one of the biggest inspiration for me during this COVID. Anyone can make money, anyone can make business to do good if you're doing in a right spirit. So if Reliance cannot fail, that is how I started the story. So Reliance cannot fail. Just look at TCS. It's a very huge company, started in 1968, and it's one of the biggest employment source for people in India. So many people are college graduates are getting employed in TCS, and it's almost like 3 lakhs, close to 2 to 3 lakhs people are working in all the IT companies. If you look at TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, all these are there in the top 50 companies. So is it not good to invest in that? So that is the reason. It's difficult for these companies to fail once in a while. But why I am saying this, it may be another video for another session, but the point is, if you're investing in a small cap or mid cap company, and the company may be at 300 rupees or 400 rupees, but on 1 or 2 days the company might fall down to 50 rupees, it's also, and we don't know the reason. I've invested in Core Education. At that time I don't know why I invested in 2013-14 time period, and I invested in Vakrangi because of one negative news. The company was battered like anything. Till that time it was a wealth creator, and it came in all leading magazines, but just because of association with PC Jewelers and all this investment which came into Vakrangi, my stock started going down from 500 rupees to almost like 270, 280. I sold off at that time. My friend invested when it came down to 50 rupees, the 100 rupees and 50 rupees. So he got stuck, his money is stuck there. So if you are investing big companies, the fall might not be from that much level to the slow 50 or 80 rupees. So it's good to invest in top 50 companies or Nifty 50. And even another best reason is recovery part. For example, March last week was the biggest crash when it comes to the fall across the world, not only for India, across the world. Right from 42,000 points, it came down to 25,000 points. Nobody was expecting what is happening, and nobody is knowing what is the future. Uncertainty. Even now it's the scenario, but the point is, at that time it was like a one-way down. There is no there is no point what is happening, and it's better to leave, stay away, or if you're inside, it's like you are completely drowning. That is the kind of thing. You're almost like in the middle of the sea. During the March last week, the situation I'm saying, it's almost like you're drowning, and at that time whatever was the money is left over, so many people had sold off and came out. But all the companies, people who had invested in big companies, all the good top 50 companies, it recovered faster. It recovered faster than what they had expected, and it made faster returns. Reliance, for example, it is the biggest wealth creator. in this small 4 to 5 months of period of time. And consider all the any other ITC or L&T or whatever, the fall was huge, the recovery was huge. HDFC Bank, for that case, it came down even to till 850 to 870 points, but the recovery, it moved up to, it reached its peak level again, pre-COVID level. So that is the kind of growth you can expect from all the good companies. Asian Paints, for that case, it came crashing down, but again it recovered. Britannia, again it recovered quickly, because the sales were more than expected in the last 2 quarters, and that is the reason the price started recovering. The fall was huge, the recovery was huge as expected. So it's good to stay invested in big companies, and even during this crash you can recover faster. Maybe when 6 months of time or 1 year of time, the recovery will be soon in the top 50 companies. And finally, we are in stock market. I am asking you to invest probably after learning in stock market, so that you are getting returns, right? So you want returns, that is the reason you are staying invested in stock market. But when it comes to but most of the people will think that small cap is giving 1000% returns, 2000% returns in a span of 3 years. But for that 3 years to happen, you need to wait for 2-3 years together, and in the meantime the company can go haywire. I mean, management can take a very bad decision, they may go out of business, and that is the reason it's good to stay invested in big companies. But I need to prove the stat, right? So in the long run, say 10 years, this is the stat which came in Wealth Insight. In the span of 10 years of timeline, all the big companies have grown like anything. Reliance is the best example. If you consider from 2011 till 16-17 years, they didn't 2016-17 period, they didn't do anything. I mean, they were just putting their money, investing. The debt level was growing like anything. When you go back to 2015-16 report of Reliance, RIL, Reliance Industries Limited, they say that the target price, they were not able to give target price. They were almost giving 100 rupees or 50 rupees increment, and it will go one way down to 800, it will go till 1000. There is a narrow range within which they had been traveling, Reliance shares I'm saying. But the people who stayed invested during this 5-6 years timeline, or the people who are accumulating stocks in the last 3 months, 6 months, you know what has happened. Right from 800-900 points, it went up to 2000, and they gave a bonus in between, and now again it climbed up to 2000, and it's a huge big story. That is the reason, if it's a big company, they will be doing some R&D work, so that they are planning for the next level of growth, and or else they will be investing for the future growth. That's what Reliance has done, Jio and Jio Mart, and now I don't know what kind of company it's going to becoming. Like Amazon, now we are looking at and saying that what an incredible story. But right now in India, we have some incredible story building up. Probably 5 years down the lane, if everything goes as planned by Mukesh Ambani, it's going to be one of the big companies. So all these are happening, and the point is, all these are big companies. And if you look at Asian Paints had given bonus during this time, and they are increasing the capacity during this time. And Britannia is planning to have set up 3 big factories, so to increase the capacity for the future growth. So India is poised for growth in the next 5 to 10 years, and the companies which are huge, which are already big market capitalization, it's going to grow, right? So that is the reason you should stay invested in top 50 companies, and that too during these COVID times, uncertainty. All the big companies are having a plan, even though they didn't expect this much bad times, but they will be able to manage, they will be able to overcome this scenario, they will be able to grow for the next growth. If you look at Wipro today, they shared a news that they are planning for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is something which is gain momentum. When Zoom was told that people are able to overtake, Zoom session has been overtaken, and people are able to do that, and cybersecurity is one thing which is going to grow like anything in the future, because we are using video, we are using mobile has become an integral part. It's my guru used to say that mobile is the not sixth organ, seventh organ, which we are totally dependent right now, right? Either any phone we should have, or else it's something we are losing in our life. So cybersecurity is something which should gain momentum in the coming years, in the coming months itself. So Wipro is starting something like in that field, and Wipro has been lagging for a very long time. So any company which has been not doing good for the last few years, maybe 2 years, 3 years down the lane, if they are doing a change in management, that might be an ignite point for the company to grow. And if you analyze all the top 50 companies, you will get this reason. You will be able to understand this point. Reliance is the biggest story. I can do one more, probably I will come back and do one more session on all the big companies who are doing a lots of stuff, and that has increased the profitability, that has increased the growth momentum of the companies. And Britannia is one such example, because for the last 5 years it's an incredible story. But before that they were not growing, but they were investing a lot on R&D and what kind of premium biscuits they can launch, and they had a plan for the next 3 to 5 years. That is the kind of things you will come to know once you analyze the reports. So if you have any doubts with respect to why you need to invest in Nifty 50 and what is your lesson by investing in all other companies, if you have anything to discuss, please post your comments in the below section. And if you feel how the video is, and if you felt that the content is good, please feel free to share this video with your friends, share it in your timeline, so that people can learn, and let them not make a mistake of investing in all the other companies, and that to being a beginner, because India started investing in stock market. But you know how much percentage we invest when it compares to world market? Not even 1%. It's very, very less. So this is the starting point. So people should learn and then invest, and then they can make crores and crores of money, and we have n number of success stories for that to say. So thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, please post your questions in the comment section, and please feel free to share your feedback, as well as please feel free to share this video with your friends, so that they also learn why they should invest in Nifty 50 companies. That is what we have learned right now. So if you have anything, if you want your portfolio to be evaluated, I'm just happy to share my half an hour of time, so that you can come back and ask your questions. So this is where you can go and book your appointment. You can come back and ask me what is your question. It's a free consultation, no strings attached. So 30 minutes, you can ask your questions, and then it's yours. You can ask whatever you want with respect to stock market. That is the consulting time I'm giving it to you. Please go and feel free to book your time, and we can have a discussion. You can get you can get a proper answer for all your queries. Take a decision, because time is money. If you leave this time, you will lose lots and lots of money, and that is what you should consider and start investing. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to share this video, as well as book your consulting. Thank you so much.